Hi guys, welcome to FoodSafe. My name is Paddy, and today I'm going to be bringing you through our records module in depth. So if you haven't got started with FoodSafe already, what you want to do is go to myfoodsafe.co and sign up to the platform. You get a 7-day free trial on our professional plan, so you get access to our full features, so you can play around and see if the platform is right for you. And if you have already signed up to the platform, all you want to do is hit login into your platform, and you can follow the next steps that I'm going to run through to help you get started. So we're going to hit the records module here. Now, when you first sign up, you're going to see that there are pre-built records modules for you to get started immediately. So these are generalized records that typically SALSA, BRCGS, etc. want you to have. And we have pre-built them with basic generic descriptions as well for the actual record sheets themselves and the data points too. Now, you will need to go in and customize those descriptions to your business needs. But other than that, you can go in and get started on the platform immediately, given these records that are here for you. So one cool aspect here as well is that if when you get started and you want to rearrange this as you'd like, you can click on this here and you can pull these categories around to customize the menu for yourself. But if we quickly go in and let's say go into visitor contractor record. So when you get started into one of these, you'll see this. So this is the blank record sheet without any data rows added because we haven't done that just yet. But to get started, you'll see the title of the record sheet up here. You'll also see that you can view or hide the description. So as mentioned, this is what you're going to want to customize to your business needs along with these data point descriptions down here. So they're very generalized, but they'll help you get started quickly. To do that, you quickly just go in and press the edit button here for your record. So in here, you'll be able to edit the record title. You can customize the description. This keeps the formatting as well. So as you're doing it, so the heads up. And the categories and subcategories here we'll come back to because it takes a little bit longer, but you can do that there. And on the actual record sheet themselves, you can edit the data point title, description, etc. here as well. So on the record sheet, we'll go ahead and hide that. You can also see that there's an alert panel. So these alerts are really handy. So if you want to start an alert, you can quickly go in and enter the alert title. So let's say for the visitor and contractor record, if you want to be notified when a new visitor shows onto the site, but you're not there or you're not around for whatever reason, and you want to be notified personally, you can go in here and enter a title, let's say visitors on site. You can send the alert to anyone that you would like specifically. So if that's yourself, a manager, or anyone else that you'd like to get those emails. You can also select the change type as well. So let's say, so at the moment it's all changes. So that's any change that happened, there'll be records added, deleted, or modified. You can select specifically for those three as well. And you can also have it so that the alerts are sent immediately. You can create a daily summary, which we sent out at 5 o'clock in the afternoon GMT time, or send it out weekly, which will be Fridays at 5 in the afternoon GMT time as well. So that's a really handy tool there for you as well. And it's really good for, let's say, for example, you had on your injury record, you want to make sure that you're alerted to any new injuries. So you can do that for here as well. So if anyone enters a new injury record, you can be notified immediately and you don't miss anything. So that's that. The favorites, so add or remove the favorites from your favorites panel, which is on your dashboard. And in your options, you have the option to zoom in or zoom out of the record sheet. So when you're working on here, if you want to zoom in or zoom out for whatever reason, you can delete this entire record sheet as well. Now, one thing to let everyone know that if you're on the basic plan, you get access to the 24 pre-built record sheets that are here when you sign up. Now, if on the professional plan free trial, you delete any of those, you can add new record sheets back up to the 24 number. Once you hit that number, after that, you won't be able to add any more. With the standard plan, you can add an additional 3. So you can hit that 24 mark, but you can also add 3 new customized reports yourself. And once you hit that mark, you won't be able to add any more. And then on a professional plan, when you sign up officially, you get full access to the platform. You can add infinite number of record sheets as well. So that's just one thing for you to know. User access is a very handy tool as well. So when you click on user access, it will show up all of the team members that you've added to your team in the platform. Now, I only have myself at the moment, but let's say you had 100 team members. If you wanted to restrict access to a particular record sheet. So let's say it was a staff confidential health questionnaire, and let's say it was just yourself or HR or a particular manager that you wanted access to retain access to that particular health questionnaire. You as the admin will always be selected, but you can select someone else. And then once you save that, then that restriction would apply to that record sheet. Until you actually go in and go through this process, all records will be open to all team members on the platform. You can also expand the worksheet, which just helps if you're on here for a long time. And you can also export the record sheet as well. So you can export that in Excel format. And this particular visitor and contractor record will be exported so you can share with anyone that you need to for whatever reason. You can also quickly preview the app. Now, again, this is a basic preview, so it's not the full preview. I'll show you that separately in a minute. But it's just a good idea of when you're building out your actual, say, new record sheet and you're putting in your data points, you can see show up on the actual mobile version. So for anyone who doesn't know already, the records module is mobile responsive, so is the traceability module as well. So that means that when you sign up to the FoodSafe platform via your mobile or on your tablet, you can change the viewing window dimensions to the platform to show up on an actual as a sort of mobile version. But when you do sign up on your mobile, it will show up in this app responsive manner, which is very handy and very useful for when you're wanting to enter records on the go, when you're running around your factory or your manufacturing facility. If you get goods in, for example, and you want to quickly enter that data and then press save and you don't have to worry about it again, perfect for that. And this is the whole reason why the platform has been built as well. So very good one there for you. So that's all of these functions here. Now, to add a new data row, click on the plus sign and you enter the data that you want to put in. Now this is quite big, I think, so I'm just going to skim through it with some. You can see some of the actual data points here as well, the choice one, and we're going to go ahead and click save. So when you save that, that data row is now being entered and all of that information being saved. And I'm going to do another one just so I can quickly show you. Something. I'm going to click save there as well. Perfect. So that's all being entered. Now, let's say I wanted to come back on here and you wanted to quickly edit something that you've missed. You can go in, you can say, you can do that. You can click on it. That's saved now as well. So you can edit just clicking into the row as needed also. Now, when you'll see that when you actually enter a new row, the timestamp shows up. Now, this timestamp doesn't show up on the actual mobile version, but when you enter and save the data on the mobile version, that timestamp will automatically be here. But this is very important because it holds everyone who is entering the data accountable, and it allows you to view and understand who exactly is doing what on your platform as well. So let's say this is me. If I had a staff member called Steve or Barry, and they logged into the platform with the access that you gave them, and they entered data, then Barry's name will show up here, Steve's name will show up with his data as well. So all of the information that's entered is traceable, and you can hold everyone accountable to what they've done on the platform, and you can see exactly what's going on as well, which is great. So it's very important to onboard your team onto the platform as well, so that that feature is used to the full extent as well. Now, when you're on here, there's a few other things as well. You're able to edit, as I said at the beginning. So you click on edit, you can edit all of these data points as needed. You can go in and you can also format, which is really cool. So you can format the entire sheet. So you can do alternate row styles. So let's say you wanted to give this a different color, so it's just a bit easier for you to observe. So like, let me just add another row there. You can see what it looks like. There we go. You can see the alternate row. You can also come in and create specific formatting rules as well, conditional formatting. So when you click on this, you can add a new rule for this, say, this particular column. You can say that visitor name is equal to, let's say it's Steve. And you can come in here and you can change the color here. So let's say you can see that happen immediately. So let's say you had like 1,000 rows of data and you wanted to find a particular person or a data point for whatever reason, you could go in there and you could specifically edit accordingly for that data point as well, which is really nice. You can come in and you can hide that column as well. So it's going to take a second to just quickly hide. Here we go. And to unhide that, you can quickly go into any of these other ones and you can say show hide this column, and you can go in and see which one's been hidden. You can unclick it and you can click save, and then that data point is going to pop back up. Now, just going all the way to the end, when you want, you can add data points infinite to all record sheets. So when you click on add a data point, these are the data points currently that you can add to your record sheets, which are great. A lot of them are self-explanatory, but there's a couple of ones that I just wanted to quickly go through with you. So the first one is choice. So you can go in here, let's give that thing. Again, like I said at the beginning, you want your descriptions to be as detailed as possible, because the descriptions for the record sheet itself and the data points are going to show up in your exported file. So that's going to be very important for when you get audited, because it's going to give detailed information about that particular data point or that particular record sheet to the auditor. So it's important as well for your one-click audit report, because all that information is going to be in there also. So make it as detailed as possible. Go in here and quickly change these, like so. Easy. You can add infinite number of choices as well. You can also choose an infinite number of colors for every single one of these, which is really handy. And you can also click here to allow multiple selections. So if you don't click multiple selections, you can only choose one. If you choose multiple, obviously you can choose many different ones. So let's just say that there's no multiple selections. We'll click save. We can go in here to one of these data rows and we can choose on one of them. So we've done that there. Another one is date notification. So this is a really, really handy tool. So we go in here, let's just give it something. Again, put in a really detailed description. But what this is going to do is it's going to send an email to, it's going to send a notification to that particular email. So let's say if let's say this was your pH calibration logs, and you need to be notified next week that you needed to calibrate the pH meter again. This is what you would use. So you'd go in here and you'd say, let's say pH calibration description, again, put in a full description. And then let's say the alert message you want is, if it's for a particular pH meter, let's say pH meter calibration is required, you can put in the specific meter code, etc. if you had one, and click save. So what that's going to do then is you can come in here and you can select, okay, when do you want to be notified? So let's say next week on the 11th, I want to be notified that the new calibration is needed again. So what that will do, it will trigger an email to that email that you specified, but it will also show up in your notifications module here on your dashboard. So it will show that alert type, that notification title will show up here, but it will also show up in your notifications here also. So next week you'll get that notification on that day reminding you that you need to do that. That's really important so you never miss anything on the platform. So really handy for, like I said, calibration logs or maintenance logs as well, all of those kind of things. So coming back here, all of these are pretty self-explanatory. The person one is going to bring up a drop down of all of your team members that you onboarded onto the platform as well. So you can specify particular team members in that data record, for example. Number is self-explanatory. Yes, no toggle. The cool thing about this one is that you're able to customize it here. So you can actually change it from yes or no to left or right or up and down or black or white, whatever it is. That's really handy for you to be able to customize as needed. Right, so that's pretty self-explanatory, the rest of it. Over here, you can also click on these rows and you can actually delete them as well. So, but again, all of that information will be permanently deleted, but that'll be deleted, which is quite handy. So that's the full record sheet. What we're going to do now is we're going to come in and we're going to create a new record. So if we come in here and let's say we're going to do bottling records. Again, put in a really detailed description here. So absolutely everything to do with whatever it is that this record is going to be recording, really detailed as needed. For the categories, you have a quick information here that kind of explains in a bit detail, but just to bring you through. So what you'll see here when you click the drop down is you have your parent categories, which are property, housekeeping checks, personnel, calibration logs, etc., etc. Now, remember this, so these parent categories, and then underneath some parent categories, you'll have subcategories. So let's say outside factory checks, in personnel, the staff and temp staff records, etc. Now, remember that, and I'm just going to quickly change the view of this so that I can show you what that looks like in the actual mobile responsive version. So this is the mobile responsive version of the platform. So you can see the parent category show up as key buttons. So if we were to go into personnel, you'll see here that there is the staff and temp staff records subcategory, and there's a visitor and contractor record actual record sheet. So if we were to click into the subcategory, you'll see the record sheets that are being assigned to that subcategory. So one of the ones that we were in was the staff training records. So you'll see how that shows up on the mobile version, which is like this. So you can go in here and you can enter all of the data that's required, blah, 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 enter, 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 and then you go down and save, and then all of that information is going to be saved in the record sheet, just like before on the desktop. So that gives you a quick idea of how categories, parent categories, and then subcategories like this are used to define the mobile responsive version. So I'm just going to come out of this and explain how we do this better. So go in here again. All right, so we said, let's say bottling record, full description. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to create a new actual parent category. So we're going to go down here and say add category. So in here, we're going to say bottling records. We're going to save that. So when we go in here, you'll see bottling record shows up. Now, what we're also going to do is we're going to select that, but we're going to create a subcategory as well. So in there, you're going to click subcategory, and you're going to say glass bottling records. Just an example, just to try and show you what the story is. Now, when you open that, you'll see the parent category and the subcategory as well. Now, if you want the bottling records to show up in the glass bottling records underneath that in the mobile responsive version, that's what you're going to click now. So you click on that. You want that bottling record that you're going to create to show up in the glass bottling records. So when we submit that, that's where it is there. You come in here, you'll see that it's underneath the glass bottling records. When you go back here, you'll see that the new parent category is being created. You'll see that the record is underneath that parent category. And if we go back here to quickly show you the mobile version, you'll see bottling records parent category, and you'll see the glass bottling records subcategory, and then you'll see a record underneath that. So when you click into here, it will show up. Now, we haven't built it out yet, so that's why it's showing like that. That gives you a quick example and understanding of how the categories and subcategories work on the platform. So really handy, really useful. This is perfect for recording all of the key details for all of your records that you need for all of your standards. As I said, the mobile version is very, very handy for recording on the go, so you never forget anything. You can quickly log in, go to your record, enter the data, press save, and that gets automatically sent to the server and saved as a new record in the record sheet. So if we did that on the mobile version, let's go into daily housekeeping checks, for example. You will come in here and you'll see this. If you did this on the mobile version, it would show up here. If you had another one that you entered, it would show up above that. So it'll push it all the way down. So really handy, guys. So that is the full records module tutorial. If there's anything in particular that you need additional help with, or if there's any errors that you found or anything like that that's happening on your particular platform, please don't hesitate to contact us at support@myfoodsafe.co, and enjoy using the platform and simplifying your compliance. Talk soon.